At this time, I would like to introduce the State Director of CSPOA, Constitutional Sheriff's Peace Officer Association, and also of the Florida Foundation for Freedom, Mr. Bill Mitchell.
Thank you, Mike. Well, I'm going to try and condense down a PowerPoint presentation to you that usually takes me an hour.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No way.
Uh-oh. You already cut your mic.
Mike is good, right? All right.
You arrest him?
Oh, really? Okay, one more time.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe get closer to it.
You gotta wing it.
Yeah, closer, closer did it.
If I stand over here, maybe I'll be able to do this. Okay. So, first of all, thanks for having me, and thanks, Mike, for making this possible.
I also move furniture.
He also carries banners too, so if you need help with that, Mike's available. So, we already talked about who I am, where I'm from, and a lot of what we do is to work locally to affect things on a state and national level, because we've had a lot of trouble getting the attention of our state and federal legislators. So we're working with counties and working with the counties to make sure that they're following the Constitution. Now, how many of you, just I'm going to summarize what I'm going to talk about in just a nutshell. How many of you are really unhappy about what happened during COVID? Okay, some people are awake, some people aren't. Okay, so, yeah, we got some two hands, I like that. So, did everybody know that their constitutional rights were violated?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who knows which ones?
Nope.
Not all of them. Your first, second, fourth, fifth, ninth, 10th, and 14th, just for starters. Okay, there's some other things that happened as well. So, I'm going to show you a way that you can make sure that this never happens again in your county. Anybody interested?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to have to take some action tonight, though. Everybody ready for that?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm going to go really fast, Mike. I know you're watching me. Okay, so the three pillars of the constitutional county movement are the County Board of Commissioners, because they're the ones who pass legislation that makes this possible. You've got your sheriff, who's going to be enforcing your rights, and then you also have your county supervisor of elections, who ensures the integrity of your vote, so you're making sure that your vote actually counts. There's actually more pillars than this that are involved, but those are your three basic pillars. So, moving along. Why should we be a constitutional county? Don't we already operate under a constitution, things like that? Well, number one, did your county commissioners violate their oath of office to protect the Constitution?
Yeah, they violated it. Yeah.
Absolutely, because did they do it knowingly? Probably not. But did they do it? Absolutely. So we're saying that we need to redress that. We need to come before them and say, you know what, we're petitioning you to redress the issues of why our rights were not protected during that period of time. There's a number of reasons why that happened, but that's part of what we're in the process of doing. So when we say we want to stop unconstitutional government overreach, we want to make sure that we protect more than just our Second Amendments. We'll talk more about that later. But if you are a part of one of the counties that passed a Second Amendment sanctuary county resolution, that means that you were in fear about your Second Amendment rights being infringed upon for the last almost 100 years. And so a lot of counties said enough, especially after the Brady Bill and a lot of things that came after that. A lot of legislation was passed in terms of these resolutions to try and stop that. We want to prevent another 2020 like shutdown and violation of rights. We want to establish jurisdiction and a way to prosecute folks who violate your rights, and clarify judicial guidelines and processes for the violations. Okay, because right now, if you said somebody, one of my elected officials has violated my constitutional rights, could you find a way to go forward and make sure that that was addressed? Probably not. So, moving along. Using the same constitutional strategy that was used to protect the Second Amendment, we're suggesting we use that going forward in 2025 to protect the entire Constitution and the Bill of Rights. We can talk more about what that strategy was, but 5 counties in Florida, right after the 2020 COVID shutdown, passed resolutions or ordinances or proclamations that said they are a constitutional county, very much like the counties that passed Second Amendment resolutions. There's a problem over the resolution versus an ordinance. The resolution says, hey, we're gonna follow the Constitution, and if you don't, we'll talk. Whereas an ordinance says, if you don't follow the Constitution, there are civil and there are criminal penalties for not doing so. Okay? Now, we also use constitutional strategies and tools to peacefully reaffirm our constitutional rights, and attempts to usurp those rights will not be tolerated in this county. So this gives you an idea. This green map shows you all of the counties in Florida that became a Second Amendment constitutional county. Okay? There's 44 of them. If those same 44 counties realized that they didn't go far enough and they needed to protect the entire Bill of Rights, that means you've got over 2/3 of Florida that is saying they're going to operate constitutionally. What do you think that would do to Tallahassee? We also have the 5 counties that are up here also, Flagler, Collier, Sarasota, Manatee, and Indian River, that all have passed some sort of piece of legislation. So take action now. Remember I told you you were all going to have to take action now? We're coming to the close, Mike. First of all, you can join CSPOA, get educated as to what does the Constitution say and how can you be a part of the constitutional family movement. Next one, you can also view our Foundation for Freedom Conference videos at this particular site, so you can take a picture of that, or you can use our QR code that's at the end of this. You can read inside the Constitutional County Ordinance petition that we have in the back. So if you're from Pasco, Pinellas, or Hillsborough County, I've got a petition back there that says that you would like to have that ordinance here to redress the issues that took place during COVID. You can sign that and become part of the folks that are going to be standing up for that.